frustrating for her because she knows if drivers could pay a little more attention, lives could be saved.
If that was your family member or your husband on the side of the road, you'd want to give them some space to change their tire, to tow the truck, to do their job.
On both sides of the river, IDOT and MoDOT are working to raise awareness through move over signage on roads.
I think it's difficult educating the public, although we think that we do a great deal of outreach. It's obvious that we haven't done enough. 131
MoDOT workers have been killed since 1932. More than 100 tow truck drivers were killed in the U.S. last year alone. Just last week, an ISP trooper was hit by a tractor trailer. He survived.
It's tragic, because a number of these people are my friends.
Standing near the highway shoulder with this tow truck driver, you see how dangerous their job really is.
There you go. Semi-tractor trailer, 70 miles an hour.
Carolyn Gill Johnson is the Director of Prevention Services at St. Louis Effort for AIDS.
It seemed as if it happened all of a sudden. All of a sudden we were hearing research about it.
It is a drug called Truvada, part of a new HIV prevention toolkit called PrEP, short for pre-exposure prophylaxis. Truvada is actually a combination of two drugs currently used to treat HIV-positive patients. But studies have shown when HIV-negative people take it every day, Truvada reduces the risk of HIV infection by up to 92%.
The medication, to put it simply, blocks the HIV virus from replicating.
And as fans warm up to their favorite players, excitement heats up that it could be the Cardinals' year. That emotional boost leads to a boost in memorabilia sales, which unfortunately too many counterfeiters are trying to capitalize on. Last year, federal investigators seized almost 400,000 fake items valued at over $38 million, sold on sites like eBay, which aren't regulated. Prosecutors say this New Jersey man sold fake sports stuff online for 6 years. It's phony business that's anything but funny.
Oh, it upsets everybody,
Footloose and fancy free, I'm just working today. I'm good.
That's where the websites Invisible Girlfriend and Invisible Boyfriend come in. For $25 a month, you can give off the appearance of a relationship without being in a relationship, appeasing those prying friends and family.
And there's some reasons why we think our product shouldn't exist.
That pain actually has a name. It's called text neck. But the problem is really in our heads, literally. The average human head weighs about 13 pounds. When we tilt it down by about 15 degrees, like when we're checking our phones, that adds an additional 10 pounds of weight, and that puts additional pressure on our necks and backs.
What we're finding is because of the pressure of the head, we see this nice curvature here at a more lateral view. But what's happening is when we're bending our head, we're bending forward the neck, and then it's causing issues with disc, nerve compression, and then fatiguing the muscles that are holding these vertebrae together.
I got a puppy in about 2004 and decided to bring that dog to my office, and the clients loved seeing the dog. It relaxed them, it made everything better.
Natalie came to work May 1st at the Jefferson County Courthouse after going through 6 months of rigorous training and screening in the Missouri Department of Corrections Puppies for Parole program. The vest Natalie wears shows she is a helper dog certified by ComTree, a mental health agency in Jefferson County. And she has a diploma for advanced training for passing an AKC Good Citizen test.
They all come to see Natalie. She can have a piece of popcorn.
Nearly everyone at the Jefferson County Courthouse watches over Natalie, who is becoming a model for other courts.
Welcome to Nellyville, where two of the stars of the hit reality show are also members of a group that is well on its way to big things. There's Lil Sean, also known as Tab.
I'm a cool, laid-back, fun person.
And Shad.
Hey, I'm laid back. Let's talk more work.
Both members of the group JGE Retro.
We don't have two different totally styles of music, but I do a song that he probably wouldn't come up with, or he'll do a song that I probably wouldn't come up with. But with us being versatile, he could get on the song that I made. I could get on the song he made. And if we get a beat that's mutual, we just sit in the studio and, come up with it together.
Their music may be on the forefront, but the hit reality show Nellyville is helping them skyrocket to fame.
I actually didn't expect it to happen so fast, but I always had in the back of my mind that I was gonna be, a growing star.
Lives have a way of colliding that even two good eyes may not see coming.
I want you to just look straight at me.
Bruce Cook is an ocularist. His team has made more than 15,000 artificial eyes the past 35 years, and still, it's different this time. There's something about that young woman in his chair.
Close your eyes. Open.
Maybe he sees a bit of himself in the eye she still has and the replacement he's sculpting for the one she's lost.
So there was a strain of pneumonia that was attacking kids' eyes, and I was one of them. Hasn't slowed me down, though.
A surprise revelation Cook rarely shares. He lost sight in his left eye at age 2 and didn't get an artificial eye until 6 years later.
So I had this shrunken, disfigured eyeball until I was 8 years old.
I was like, oh my God, please stop.
Latasha Williams lost her left eye in September. She was buying treats as a reward for good grades when someone riddled the MV Market with bullets in a drive-by shooting.
And I looked down and I saw a big puddle of blood, and I was like wondering where it came from, so I started like checking on my face, my hand.
When we first met Latasha, she didn't want people to see her wounded eye. But friends, even strangers, started wearing eye patches in support and posting photos on a Facebook page for Latasha called Sight Beyond Eyes. But nothing seemed to shake her mother's sadness.
Yeah, see? Starting to look like an eye.
Until now. Cook fits a wax prototype from which he makes a mold for her new acrylic eye. Cook's daughter is the eye artist who delicately paints the iris layer by layer, then glues on ultra-fine red silk threads for veins until there's nearly an exact match.
This is after the final painting. We will now put a layer of clear acrylic over the surface and cure the plastic and then polish it.
As she sands away any rough spots, an anxious family waits. There's a final buff and polish, and then it's time.
That's awesome. You are awesome.
Thank you.
That look good.
You went back club now, you know that. Just between you and me. When she looks in the mirror and she sees what we do, I want her to be happy. I want her mom to be happy, and I want everyone that's here to look and say, "Oh wow, that's what I wanted. That's what I want to see."
The exact same to me. No different.
It looked normal again, how it used to look. Like anything's still possible.
When she was a baby, I used to always pick her up and hold her in my face and stare up at her eyes.
Yeah.
You have beautiful eyes, girl.
Thank you.
Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
This is Brussels, Illinois, population 141. The tall steeple of St. Mary's Catholic Church has marked the center of town since the Civil War. In 2011, parishioners were in the pews on Christmas Eve when the church caught fire.
The choir loft, one of the lights popped and there was smoke and then flames shot down through the light.
Everyone was safely evacuated, but the building a total loss. Only the walls remained.
Very hard thing to see that go. It's just like having your home go up in fire, and that's the way it was for the people in the parish.
After a lengthy cleanup, the rebuilding process began in fall 2012. But it technically started long before then with David Fry's great-grandfather, Emil Fry.
About 100 years ago, it was commissioned by St. Boniface Church in South St. Louis to make these windows originally.
St. Boniface shut its doors in 2005. The beautiful stained glass went into storage until now.
Ironically enough, my wife, Terry, went to first, second, and third grade at St. Boniface, and she remembers these windows.
Hey, there's an old German background parish with German windows, and here's another German parish in Brussels. These would be a great fit.
A great fit that required some tricky alterations. The windows were too tall and too thin to fit St. Mary's walls.
Everything from here on out, there on out is added. Much of the top has all been reworked. It's a wonderful feeling to be able to save his work and add to it.
The roughly 20 St. Boniface windows were cleaned up and altered at the Fry Studio in Kirkwood. Artists used techniques dating back to the Middle Ages. This Lamb of God window was created from scratch specifically for the Brussels Church. It makes a beautiful photograph, even as a work in progress. Within the next few weeks, this window will be placed into this dome right above the altar. Besides the dome window, still much work to be done. Fry is busy installing stained glass in the sacristy.
Much better.
While an organ is being installed in the choir loft. All in preparation for December 8th, when the bishop will lead a ceremony of rededication.
People have worshiped here for 4 and 5 and 6 generations, so we hope it'll be that way for a long time to come in the future.
Rebecca Roberts, Fox 2 News.
A trip down memory lane is no longer just the stuff of movies. There really is a great Hudson Hornet, hidden about 150 miles southwest of St. Louis, just off Route 5 outside Lebanon, Missouri.
Doc Hudson in that movie was a 51 Hudson Hornet.
Steve Plaster has a real-life Doc Hudson and a whole lot more.
I tell everybody I have 2 major weaknesses in this world, pretty cars and pretty girls.
Well, which one do you like better?
Well, my wife tells me that I can have all the cars I want.
There are 3 acres of cars under roof in showrooms he calls car barns.
People uptown every once in a while say, well, we're doing the Christmas parade and we need a convertible. Do you have a convertible? Well, I say, what color?
He has about 550 cars, nearly all convertibles, including...
This was FDR's inaugural parade car.
Roosevelt is the nation's idol here today.
Yes, the same car, a 32 Lincoln KB, that FDR rode in his first inaugural parade.
Never was there such a joyful, jubilant, yelling, applauding inauguration crowd.
They only built 468 Model J Duesenberg.
And Plaster is a walking encyclopedia on everything here.
31 Chrysler Model CG Imperial, one of only 39 made. 35 Pierce Arrow. The yellow one is a Kissel Goldbug. This is one of only 3 left in the world. This was Sam Snead's car.
Sam Snead, the golfer.
Right. This car came from Alan Jackson's personal collection, country western singer.
He has cars once owned by Rod Stewart and Michael Douglas and every body style of Corvette ever. Before the Batman movies, there was the Batman TV show. Plaster has one of the Batmobiles. The Shaggin' Wagon from the movie Dumb and Dumber is his. An employee's son took it to the prom.
Come on, baby.
All the cars run. He says it seems a shame to keep it all hidden anymore. The cars, their stories, his story.
Should you turn right? I can do that.
Turn.
That's not easy, but I can do it.
You see, the cars are as much about family history as anything else. A father and son thing, started by his dad, the late Bob Plaster.
It's the last car that Dad ever bought before he passed away. It's got a special place in my heart.
His dad, a Springfield Mo grocery store worker who founded the Empire Propane Gas Company with nothing in 1963 and built it into an empire, quietly stocking the car barns with his son along the way.
It's fun, isn't it? It's a lot of fun. I love the old cars.
He says he doesn't know the car's total worth and doesn't want to. He just likes the idea of finally sharing what his dad shared with him. And you can't put a price tag on that.
Yeah, it was very much father and son thing.